Sunday League F1 is back once again, ladies and gentlemen, in this fine evening on racing. We are here for Season 5, round number 9 at the Autódromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico for the 9th round of this so far beautiful Season 5 here in Sunday League F1. Your favorite commentator duo, BS Gabriel and Jaden, is back once again. The drivers are back. We are in full qualifying, 17 drivers at the moment. 2 more will join later, so we will reach, there we go, Joy Brown has joined now, so we are gonna reach a target of 19 as qualifying goes on, and I am sure this is gonna be very exciting for the drivers and the commentators, and we are all in for it. Jaden, I welcome you once again into the commentary box, and as always, I would start with a description of the track here in Mexico and your thoughts about it. Racing, driving in general, history maybe. What do you make of this track?
Well, it's a very technical track, especially when you go into the left-right section. You can easily lose your grip out of the curves, but overall it's a very nice track with a very long DRS, and it's very good for rain if it comes, because it seems like it's gonna be rain because it's quite darky out of the walks, or what you even call them, the clouds. So yeah, I'm kind of interested. We're gonna be taking P1 for this race and qualifying.
So now we have the first drivers that are gonna start their laps here in Mexico. The first one will be Stonewings in the Alpine, making his return. It's been actually a long time. Last time I've seen him race, so good to be back. And a characteristic of this track, well, first of all, the thing you see first is the massively long main straight. It's already long by itself, but what's even longer is the rundown into turn 1, because the start-finish line is pretty much at the start of the straight. So immediately off the line, it is so difficult to maintain pole position, because already on the first lap of the line, every car is gonna try to use slipstream as much as possible, and I highly doubt we will not see any dives on the inside of turn 1, and it's also wide, extremely wide. Sometimes you see even 4 cars being completely alongside before turn 1 and still making the corner. So lap 1 is gonna be one heck of a lap we are gonna commentate, which is followed by a very technical section, a very fast snake section. One of the Mercedes boys, Franken, is approaching it now, which is followed by an extremely slow section, the stadium section. This is where you need a lot of traction from your setup, but overall from your skill level. This is one of the corners where pole position is decided the most. And another thing, in real life, since this track is 2 kilometers above sea level, the air is so thin that you see cars using extremely high downforce wings, but since the air is so thin, they still reach crazy top speeds. I do think in real life we've reached over 360 kilometers per hour. The game is not as sophisticated as that, so you still need to do your setups the same way. And for this track, it's gonna be a medium downforce setup. You see wings into the 30s range, but you are still gonna have to find a way to be extremely fast in the straights. Maybe ride height, or maybe suspensions to get a good traction out of the slow corners. Everything is gonna be crucial around this track, which makes it very exciting to watch tonight.
Yeah, the Java is at the moment 13.8. Seeing that Peter goes into 5th, and just staying so wins, by the way, in 7th. This is quite fast after for a while he's been here. Valgo into 2nd, Rister 1.4. So I think I see a lot of drivers who have invalidated, which is kind of common at this track because very it's very tight at this track. It's not really big or it's not really wide, especially for some corners it's really wide, but it's not really a track where you can have zero penalties for the whole race. I think most of grid are gonna have penalties for this race, which by the way without a front wing. So I'm quite excited for the start of the race, and of course qualifying 3, where people are from 19 to 15, sorry, from 19 to 16 are out, and then the rest goes Q2, but that's it in 12 minutes and 37 seconds.
It's a good point you made earlier, as track limits are actually very easy to go off. Well, especially in the S section, this is where you risk of getting a penalty the most during the race and getting your lap invalidated in qualifying. Even turn 1, 2, 3, the first chicane after the straight, you want to maximize your line in there as much as possible. So you see drivers also riding the curbs quite a lot, just being on the absolute limit of the track and what the car can handle with the suspensions. So yeah, I won't be surprised if we see any penalties in the race, and we are still seeing many invalidations here in qualifying. But we're also seeing some interesting strategy choices, as Gerbal is on the intermediate, but he already set a pole position time on the softs earlier. Who didn't set a pole position time is Joel Brown, who is currently trying to push for the lap of the weekend on the full wet tires and creating new track limits approaching turn 4, 5 and 6. We got Baby Nohormi on the inters. I did see someone else on the inters as well, I think it was Philip, but his best time is on the mediums and 2.9 seconds off of Polo, 1.2 seconds off of Stone Wings just ahead. But we are...
Joe Barnes on the wets again. I think he's probably going to do the drift, that's quite sad. Continue on, to say.
Well, it's just creating a new track now at the stadium section. He's finding the optimal line.
Yeah, he found the best tire for qualifying with the wet. Very nice. Baby Hermie on the inters, he was on the inters on the pits right now. Gerbal still stays on the infield. I think everyone is trying to save tires for later on, and then go out with the old tires, what they have. Well, otherwise you spend too much on your tires, especially if you have 3 tires. I think some people have balance, some people have 4 tires in the qualifying. CS there, so it's Spartan who is doing the outlet, and now he's going for the inlet. Gerber on do a left with the interest. Will be actually very nice, very cool if like Gerber gets pole position with the interest. That would be quite amazing if he got it. Noah goes second. Noah has been he's been gone away for a few days, but he is back again on the track. Japo in third, TS fourth. Falcon is fifth. Does he get purple sector? No, he doesn't. But it goes 33 seconds fast in turn 1. It's already in sector 1. There's a little of a slide, but doesn't really have much impact, but he is concentrated and it's qualifying over. Alibi not his lap, he was on his lap, but he ended it, and now goes again for his lap. I think he did a double out lap. So Alibi begins his lap right now. Cam was on his left, Coxel on his left, I think. Yeah, no, he doesn't know. He wasn't on the left. Now Alibi goes into turn 3, now goes through straight. DOS, ATA bike sounds from Gabriel, his mic. Very nice.
Well, it's just the southern Italy background that you hear at night.
It was
But
very cool sound,
night
though.
and day, actually, to be honest.
Alibi goes into turn 7, 8, 9, 10, and now 10, and now goes into turn 11, and goes now full throttle with the Alibi goes 33 seconds, 23 seconds slower than his old section. Now goes into turn 13 and 14, now exits 14, now goes into turn 16. And now goes straight into full throttle and goes 9th. He was 10th, he goes 9th. Well, it's big improvement, but it's not enough for improvement. He is 10 seconds faster than Flankoenig his time. Gerbo retired, his time is over. He thinks he's enough, the 1.13.8. And everyone else is in the pits waiting for the last minutes to come.
Now it's 6 minutes until the end of Q1, so I think since no one is pushing, we should try and change the topic, as Riz has said in the chat that I should be president.
What?
Followed
Wait,
by a bobber.
Oh. Okay, here we go again. Okay, about the topic. What do you think was really president of America? Harris or Trump?
I should have been. I candidated. That's why Riz said in the chat that I should have been president.
I mean, that's a very good thing. If Riz was a president, look, he will take the world, I believe.
Actually, I think Joel Brown should be president because right now he's driving an American car in Mexican territory, and also using rain tires on the dry to protest against the weather change. So that's a strong political point, as he now sets it up from P19 and now he goes into P18.
Well, that's a very great. It's very great. Although he's a 1.18.0, so he's better than Baker Hidden in the Red Bull.
So now we got Falcon as well starting another lap. Well, he should be already safe into Q2, but he's still trying to push. And now he's P5, 2/10 of his teammate. And who is at risk at the moment is Max and Chop with those laps that definitely needs improvement. But Joe Brown and Bemino Hermi are still trying to play around with those inters, which I don't think are exactly working out. But maybe I know why Joe Brown set the inters. He saw that the tires are green and the Sauber is green, so if he picks a tire of the same color, he will go as fast as the Sauber.
I mean, that's a very good. That's a very good one, actually.
But said Sauber of Falcon has just spun in the S section and invalidated his lap.
Falcon ain't cooking anymore like before. Yeah, I think if Gerbo going to cook is better than Falcon in Q2, then it's good.
Joel Brown is still pushing on those inters. Just look at that. He's doing the perfect racing line through turn 1, 2, and 3, using the energy, the DRS, all of that stuff, still trying to push as much on those inters. And he's still improving by 2/10.
What the fuck? Gerbo, let Gerbo cook. Let him cook with those American cars. Let him cook with the Haas. Now goes into turn 7. and now turn 7, 8, 9, and then we go into turn 10, and he does it very perfectly. Turn 11, does he cook with the inters? He goes 3 turns, now goes into turn 12. Does Durban get full position without this? I don't think so, but he can.
He's improving by 3/10, but he should actually be improving by 3 seconds to try and get into Q2, so he's just mistaken the time he needs to get across the line, and he's still P18, and he loses all of that time through the stadium section.
Oh, Joe Bond is not the championship leader anymore.
But now we go to Chop, because now he has improved up into P13 and he's not gonna have the time to set another up. So Chop at the moment is into Q2, but he's under threat by Stowings, who has invited, but I do think he will get another run. Peter is safe, but just barely into the knockout zone.
Nope,
We got Max on the outlap. Someone is in the Twitter, he does not want to improve, so he thinks he's safe in that P14, but it's really Peter, not.
Peter is on his lap. Does Peter get faster than Chop his time? It's a 1:15.1. Peter goes 2 tenths into sector 1. Which is very good actually for a good sector 1. Well, does he get faster in sector 2, which is very crucial sector if you want to have a good time. Now it goes in turn 7, and then turn 8, and then turn 9. Joba is still on those inter tires. Now it goes into turn 11. Now it goes straight. 5 tenths! He is 5 tenths faster in sector 2, now goes into turn 12. Now goes in turn 13. That's very nice, you get the apex, then goes in turn 14, get that apex, now goes into turn 15, goes now turn 16, now goes straight full throttle, get the apex, now Bijan J, and it is a 140.
P9! And he sets a lap 1,000 of a second faster than Aiden Jones.
Wow. I think the I think the American car is absolutely destroy this track, but except for Aiden Jones though.
Well, but Aiden Jones' car is not American, it's Austrian.
I mean Joe Brown. I mean Joe Brown, he is not cooking, but maybe at the start he can do a last first. But we will see what we're gonna do with Joe Brown's car with the Haas.
Stowings should be safe in CQ2 at the moment in P15. Philip Noyes in P16. He has retired a few minutes ago, so he will not get through. Joe Brown, Baby Nohormi on those inters, so obviously they will not get through. At the moment, the only driver that can try and make it out of Q1 is Max, who is pushing and improving by 1/10.5, which might be just enough if he finds even more time in the stadium section, and he gets the apex very nicely, and goes slightly wide, but does not invalidate his lap. It's still valid, but he might have lost in some time. Let's see what Max can do. He's barely into Q2. P15 for Max. He knocks out Stowings out of Q1, and that's the first session of qualifying done.
I need to clap for him. What a drive for Max. Just got in Q2. That's very nice. Now we wait for Peter to get into the pits, and now we go straight into Q2. Here are your overall standings, results of Q1. Joba P1, Noah P2, Jabba P3, TS P4, Falcon P5, Coxo P6, which is actually very good for Coxo. P7 is Wiz, even Coxo is higher than Wiz, which we never gonna see ever again. Maybe we will. P8 is Marvin, P9 is Peter, Aiden Jones P10, Alibi P11, Frank Koenig P12, Cam P13, Top P14, AMG Max is P15, P16 is Stone Wings, Philip Noyes is P17, Joe Ball P18, and then Baby Hermie is P19. Now we go into Q2, which is gonna be or better than Q1, or is better than nothing. Was going to be a very, very weird Q2, but we're gonna see that later on when the screen has finally over, and now we go into the circuits of Q2.
And we are gonna start this Q2 on a very poetic note. This is Reese's words. If Gabriel and Jaden has a million fans, I am one of them. If Gabriel and Jaden has one fan, I am that fan. If Gabriel and Jaden has no fans, that means I am dead.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, no offense, but he should focus more on his driving than his poetry.
True. Yeah, he needs to do that.
So now Q2 has officially started. The TS will be the first one to be out on track, but still cars on the outlap. So I'm gonna use this chance to try and reflect on the standings, especially the drivers, because, well, no surprise, Gerbal has been into the lead since the first round, has never gone into P2 or lower throughout this entire season. The gap now is 86 points from Falcon, just behind in P2. Let's do some maths, because this is the 9th round. We have 4 rounds left and a sprint as well. So that means, let me get the calculator. There's a potential 26, and 26 plus 8. There's a potential 112 points to be gained in these 4 rounds remaining. That's with the win of the sprint, the win of the race, and the fastest lap with the win of the race as well. 112 points. Since now the gap is, let me see that again, it's 86. If Gerbal wins today and Falcon scores 0 points, then the gap goes to 111, which is just 1 point behind being the mathematical champion.
Wow. Yeah, we can already decide that Gerbal is going to be the champion of Summer League F1 again. I say it early because I have a faith in that. I feel that already. But now we go again into Q2. I have no idea who's gonna settle left first. I didn't watch it. I think it's Marlins and settle left first, or Psych. It's TS who's gonna be the one gonna settle left first, and then goes into turn 15, goes down to 16, and goes down turns everything, get the perfect entry, goes past the line, is 114.360, which is quite low, but do we get lower than a 113.8? Do we get lower than that? So, one question.
And I actually think I did my math wrong, because yeah, I think I did some miscalculations. So I actually need to focus on the points that we can get on the last 3 rounds. So that's 26 times 3 plus 8. So the win of the sprint, the 3 wins of the races, and the fastest lap. That's 86 points. Now the gap is 86 points. So actually what this means, this is actually a lot more different than what I said earlier. If the gap is, after this race, if the gap between Gerbal and whoever is in P2 is at least 86 points, then Gerbal is already champion, mathematically.
Sorry, my little just went into my room. But yeah.
This actually means that if Falcon does not finish ahead of Gerbal, Gerbal is champion.
But if Falcon, Gerbal says again, I'm on 13.8. Just imagine, about the last interview we had. Imagine Joe and Aiden Jones, Q3, last minute on 1 and 2. Probably that's not gonna happen, but maybe. Just imagine what what Joe said last time in the interview. I'm going to crash Aiden Jones. And just imagine Falcon gets a real lockup. Just imagine that happens in left 1.
But I mean, we've seen many things happen in the first lap of Mexico in the history of races, so I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, it was actually funny if like Falcon gets a weird lockup and left 2 is 6 and Job is right behind it. That'll be actually funny because number 1 he wouldn't get P1 anyways, Falcon, so he's gonna like be maybe P2. But we're gonna see that later on when the race is going. It's 9 minutes left at the Q2 session for his first time ever in Q2. Just does a lap, goes into turn 1 very nicely. Do not brake very hard, but goes down into turn 2. Get the apex and get that apex in turn 3. Now goes straight with the DRS on. Still the DRS on full throttle. Goes now into turn 4. Very nicely, 28.1. Now goes into turn 6. Sorry, 5. Now goes into turn 6. Now go straight into turn 7. Now go to turn 7. Go into turn 8. Turn 9. Do not touch the curb really hard. Do not go over the curb too much because you lose time a lot. It works C5.1, really very nice. Now go into turn. It was a slide, but it's home in control. Now go 13, now go 14, now go 15, now go 16. Now go full throttle. In turn 17, it is a 115.1. Yeah, Wiz is not doing very best, but he's overall in P5. He's now in P10. So
yeah, it's only barely into Q2 for the Swedish Ferrari driver, 1.2 seconds off of his teammate. And this is also to consider that we got Quaxel, who made a massive mistake since it's 18 seconds off the pace, and Japo, who still hasn't settled up, probably invalidated. So yeah, Riz is, I mean, at least judging on this first lap is not exactly looking good for Q3.
Yeah, I hope that double fly goes into Q3, but seems like the 115s aren't good enough to go into Q3. If we have lucky, then maybe then, but we will see what times we're gonna minimum get. I think if you want to go into Q3 safely, you need to get a 140 mid. And not the high one, because the high ones are an overkill here at Mexico Q2.
And meanwhile, we've seen Marvin at the end of Sector 2 improving by 4 tenths and passing by Sauber with no front wing, that was Tomek. But now we have one of the Mercedes who is improving very much, and in P3 he goes, improving by 6 tenths and goes 5 tenths of a pole position, splits the two Saubers apart in P2, and for Marvin sets the silver arrows, at least for now, in P3 in Q2.
Wow. Marvin in the P3, which is which we're not gonna see that very often. But it happened.
And also his teammate Flanken is improving massively after sector 2, almost 6 tenths, and he's taking a lot of curve to try and find that optimal line through the stadium section. Into 4th gear he goes for turn 16, now 17 stays on the inside, and the other Mercedes improves by 7 tenths and a half almost, goes into P6 between Aiden Jones and Noah.
Ooh.
I think we've got Allenby pushing as well because he's now in turn 6. Let's see the McLaren, who is now approaching the complex section. No, he's actually not pushing, he's lifted the throttle. So I think we've just got Japo now.
Yeah, Japo's on his one, going off turn 15, now goes into 16. Now he goes, now turn 17. Full throttle, going into P4!
P4!
Now this is gonna get tasty because what are the guys gonna do? Who's gonna be P4? Who's gonna stay at P4 actually? Because there's 5 minutes left. He has retired, he thinks he's enough. After 4 seconds in front of Marvin.
I don't think we have a lot of doubt about who's gonna be on pole position, but just looks at how many drivers are into 3 tenths from P2 to P10, 14.3, 14.6. There are 9 drivers into 3 tenths of a second.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now let's see Quaxel in the McLaren at the moment in P15 with that massive mistake. So obviously he's improving by 15 seconds, 15.4 after sector 2. So now this is going to be his first proper lap here in qualifying number 2. As he now goes across turn 16 and 17. He tries to get the best exit possible. Let's see where the McLaren driver can go. Just into P12. 4 tenths of his teammate, and at the moment not through Q3.
Yeah, but also Wiz is 4 tenths. Wiz 4 tenths in sector 2, now goes in sector 3, goes now into turn 17, goes P7. So Wiz is 2 to a Q2, but into Q3, sorry. But is it enough for Q3?
Well, it might be a 50-50 situation. We've got Noah in P9, and I think he can definitely improve. We got Flanken in P8. I don't think he's just gonna stay in the pits and risk of getting knocked out. Same goes for Cam. Allenby has a lot of traffic, but luckily he's not pushing. Look at how many cars are in just before turn 4.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, there's a heck of traffic.
Yeah, Allenby at the moment is knocked out, so he's definitely not gonna give it up easily. Same goes for Quaxel, same goes for Chop. I don't think anyone is mathematically safe into Q3 here. It is such a close fight between so many cars. From P2 to P10, from TS to Cam, the gap is now 2 tenths. It's 9 drivers in 2 tenths.
Wow. That's amazing.
Now we have the Aston Martin of Chop trying to push his car to the limit around turn 5. He goes now into 6 and it looks like he's understeering a lot. He's trying to just push the steering wheel through the corners, maybe even more than necessary. So a bit kind of like Fernando Alonso style, which suits the Aston Martin. Let's see. He does the S section nicely, but he's not improving by a lot, and he's running out of energy to use. The battery is almost empty. I don't think this lap will be good enough, and look at that, he's just losing grip on the front throughout many corners, the slow corners especially. He's just not using the steering wheel properly, and Chop stays in P12. He's not gonna go into Q3. We've got Quaxel, who is trying to push as well, improving only by 33 thousandths. It's safe to say is not gonna be enough if he wants to get through. Allenby has retired into the pits and he's in P11. He just does not want to even try to improve, it looks like. So it's already a knockout for one of the McLaren boys, and if Waxel does not improve enough, it might be both McLaren out of qualifying. We've got Peter in the Haas, who is looking very strong across the final corner. He goes, let's see where he can put himself. Only Peter Sin. It's a massive improvement of 6/10, but only one position gained. Definitely not gonna be enough. Quaxel into the wall! Quaxel into the wall! At turn 15, no front wing, so now it's two McLarens out of qualifying. We've got Max, who I don't think is even pushing, maybe? No, I actually think he's still pushing. Let's see. He's after turn 3 on the straight of sector 1. Oh, but he's down by 7/10, so I don't think Max will improve enough, and I do think that's Q2 done.
Ooh, Noah is 1/10 down.
Who is 1/10 down?
Noah is 1/10 down. Is 1/10 down.
Yeah, but Noah is safe. He's in P10.
But I mean, Max is also Max is was on the left, but he is 7/10 down. So yeah, I mean, it still can be like Max go into like P10 or something. But nope, it's over for Max. So Noah is safe. He can be proud of that. If Adabay was in the left, but then it would be not very good for Noah. But yeah, it's a brief and deep breath. Instead of him that he's still in P10 and survives in P10.
Yeah, at this point it was just gonna be kind of a random thing. Maybe random is not exactly the same word, but it's that point where every driver is so close to each other that even your best lap possible, even your like a lap that you know is fast, like very fast. But there's again so little gaps that every single small mistake or factor could play the difference into one position. I mean, if you lose 5 thousandths, it's already a position down. 20 thousandths, 3 positions down. 50 thousandths, all of a sudden you're 6 positions down on your probable best. So that's what makes qualifying so risky when the gaps are so tight, but it looks like most of the main front runners and midfield runners are in Q3, so not many complaints for who gets through. And now Q3 has officially started. 12 minutes on the clock. We've got the only teams that have 2 drivers in Q3 are Ferrari, Sauber and Mercedes.
Yeah. So that's gonna be one of a battle of Q3. It's 12 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock left to do a lap and to do Q3. Evan goes out. The double kick. Sauber is not out except for TS. He stays in. Noah and Marvin goes out. Noah stays in. Angels stays in. So Angels goes out. So yeah, and Wiz goes out. So everyone else is going out except for 2 people, which is Noah and TS. Those are the only ones. And sorry, also Cam. Did Cam go to? Yeah, I did even saw Cam go to Q3. It's odd. Almost everyone is out except for TS and Cam. They are still in. Noah goes out. And the first one who's gonna set a lap is Chapo. He's gonna be the first one who's gonna set a lap in Q3.
The Williams driver has shown a very great pace in Q1, in Q2, but now it's time for the real thing in Q3, but we see just how hard he was pushing. I wouldn't exactly count him out of the contention for the front row list, but here we go on board for a lap here in Mexico. The start finish line already on the beginning of the straight, so now on this extremely long straight you go with a top speed of 329 kilometers per hour, and now braking for turn 1, sacrifice the exit for turn 2, sacrifice the exit for turn 3. Oh, but Jump actually slides a lot, so now we are gonna switch to Gerbal, who takes the perfect racing line, taking a lot of curb through turn 1, 2 and 3, and gets a very good exit for the end of sector 1. And sets at 28.0, now braking into third gear for turn 4, 5, an extremely slow corner. You need a lot of rotations. The same goes for the double apex of turn 6, but it's a good exit. And now comes the real deal, the S section already into turn 7, extremely fast, and it's flat out. Flat around here, flat around here, flat around here as well. 3 corners in a row flat throughout this entire section. After sector 2, it's 55.1, and now into the stadium section he goes, taking a lot of cover on the inside, and now brake, stop the car and take the apex perfectly, get a good traction out of turn 16, now 17, to the inside. Gerbal goes across the line, a 13.5 sets provisional pole position. Falcon only a 14.16 tenths off of the best time. Reese has invalidated. Cam is about to finish sector 1. We've got Franken with a 14.3. Marvin 14.2 above his teammate. TS has just started. Reese has invalidated, so we have the VCAP of Noah 55.0. I think that might be slightly faster than what Gerbal did already after sector 2. So let's see if the VCAP Dutch driver can gain significant amount of time through the stadium section. He bounced on the curb a lot, but let's see. Across the line, 13.6. Still less than a tenth off of pole position, so it looks like it's not gonna be as dominant. One of the old rivalries of this league, Gerbal versus Noah. These two again are the contenders for pole position here in Mexico.
Well, I hope they do, because Noah and Gerbal very close to each other. It's 8 minutes left. And Gerbal does again for his second one. Now goes into 17. Does he go into high precision P9? He does. Goes in P3 with a 113.8. Now Cam, what does Cam go? He's still in the beginning. TS. Now TS goes in P4 113.8.
A thousand of a second slower than Japo. Look at those gaps. It's lovely to see.
Cam is still on his left.
So no one is pushing at the moment. Everyone is either in the in-laps or in the pits, and 7 minutes are left on the clock before we get confirmation of who's gonna start on the front row here in Mexico.
It's Cam going to 14 and now 15. Now goes into 16. Now 17. Cam goes P8.
Yeah, the slowest
14.
time out of everyone at the moment. Yeah. 1.2 seconds of Gerbal, 4 tenths of Flanken. So now we got Reese and Alien Jones still need to settle up.
Yes, they do.
And Gerbal is out immediately on the outlap, already with 6 minutes to go. He goes very early to try and improve on his best, because now he realized that Noah is indeed a big threat to his pole position ambitions. So he's gonna want to set a new target as soon as possible.
Yep.
And his teammate out on track as well. Not exactly far, actually, from the other Ferrari of Gerbal. Gerbal now across turn 9, Reese is in turn 6. But I'm not sure if Gerbal is gonna try and slow down to maybe give a slipstream, I don't know.
He might be doing that.
But he's doing, at the moment, he's just doing some extreme tire heating. Just weaving across the entire track aggressively. And that has recovered some distance from Reese behind. I think they're doing the team play here. I think they are indeed playing the team game here. Because Reese is now about to start his lap and he has his teammate, well, not exactly close, but it's still a chance to try and get some sort of slipstream, some sort of tow, to try and improve his time as much as possible on the straights at least. But now, fourth gear, third gear, fourth gear again for turn 1, 2 and 3. Let's see Gerbal's improvement, if there's an improvement. Yes, by 3/10. He's already improving massively after sector 1. And Reese is 2/10 down on his teammate at the moment. So now Gerbal through the S sections, turn 10, now 11, still inside track limits. Let's look at the delta times after sector 2, improving by 3/10, 54.9 for Gerbal and
55.572 for Wiz.
See, it's actually only 1/10 off, it looks like.
Yeah.
Now Gerbal across the line, can he improve on that provisional pole? Yes, he can by 3/10, but what can his teammate do? Only P7 actually, a second off of his teammate.
This is not very best. Might be the second to be what cost him really a lot of time. Or he's on old softs, it can also be a thing.
Yeah, but Gerbal is on the old softs, Reese is on the new softs.
Then I don't know.
It's just a skill issue. there's not much. There's not much going around. There isn't really a lot we can try to pull out. You can't really go around that. You just go to a certain point where it's just a skill issue.
Yeah, it's a big skill issue for Wiz.
So now 2 minutes and a half left into Q3. We are approaching the last stages of qualifying and the drivers are gonna be out on track to try and improve their best, and in Elijah's case to set his best, because he still has no lap time, is now on the out lap. So we don't have exactly a criteria for him to try and predict where he's gonna position himself.
River has gone 341 kph with this streamline and with the overtake on the main straight. It is crazy, and the race has gone purple sector even, but it's fucked up, and now he got squares, and now he's swung. This is not good for Wiz. This lap was so good. Purple sector 1, I didn't see how much strength he got, but that was not good for Wiz. Which is bye. Good lap.
So it's only going to be a P7 at best for Reese, but now Ellie Jones sets at 27.9 just after sector 1. And he's now approaching turn 6. Now let's see how does he take the S section. For turn 7 now, flat into 8, flat into 9, flat into 10, flat into 11. So it looks very fast indeed, but let's see the split time of the sector 2 at 55.2. Well, it's not bad at all, but it's definitely not on the likes of Gerbal. He chooses the third gear for turn 14 and 15 and sends the rear in turn 16 and 17. Now Angels across the line for his only lap, P6, 14.0, 7/10 off of pole. Noah is about to start his last run here in qualifying. Realistically, he's the closest one to try and fight for pole position. We got the likes of Japo actually invalidated. We got the likes of CS maybe, but Noah looks like the closest one, the most likely one to try and get pole position out of Gerbal. Noah has officially started, so now he's unadministrated, DRS enabled, ERS deploying the energy, and it's 336 kilometers per hour on the straight, and now brake all the way into third gear, sacrifice the exit for 1, position yourself good for 2 and 3. And gets a very good exit. DRS enabled once again. The end of sector 1 for Noah is gonna be an improvement, yes, by a tenth and a half. Now focus on sector 3, turn 4, now to 5. This is actually sector 2, double apex of turn 6. And now focus for the S section, turn 7, downshift into 5th, and then flat for turn 8, flat for turn 9, flat for turn 10, flat for turn 11, and DRS is enabled once again, but he's running out of energy. It might cost him some time. He's not improving enough, only below 2/10. The stadium section is gonna be the section where he improves the most. There is a Ferrari going round on the stadium section, but now Noah across the final corners into 16 and 17. Can he get pole position? No, he can't. He improves by a tenth and a half, stays in P2. TS actually improves to P3, but not enough to get into the front row. Japo is still sets another run. He actually claims back P3 once again, improving by 2/10 and a half, and that's it. Qualifying is done around Mexico, and it's Gerbal on pole position once again on a race that could mathematically very easily claim his 5th title in a row, which might just come into dominant fashion in this season.
Yeah, it's Jibba. Let Jibba cook. Let him cook.
And there we go, it's a 1 minute and 13.271. That's the fastest time out of everyone. That's the standard for pole position. But the standard for the front row to just be in P2, it's a 13.427 set by Noah. Japo in P3, TS in P4, Falcon in P5, Marvin 2000s in P6, Ellen Jones in P7, Cam in P8, Reese in P9, Flanken closes the top 10. The qualifying has officially ended. The grid is set. 19 drivers are probably gonna cause mayhem around this track. It's gonna be such a long run into turn 1. Lots of battling. I cannot wait to get started.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long race, but also a fun race.
Yeah, it's very long now that I think about it. 35 laps.
Not wet. Yikes! I want to see the wing coming, you know, but it's not happening. It's not happening. 36 laps on the board. Gonna be heck of a long race. But every time to see a very good race and the lights on.
The grid is set, the 5 red lights are on, it's Falcon, it's actually Gerbal on pole position, Noah in P2, it's lights out, and away we go for the Mexican Grand Prix, and off the start, Noah is already trying to go alongside, but Falcon has a beautiful start already in P2, stays on the most outside line, now goes on the inside, Falcon goes on the inside of Gerbal, he already goes on the inside for the move into the first lap and the first corner, but Gerbal slightly pushes him off, and Falcon is supposed to go wide, and with a slight oversteer out to turn 3, but he's still in P2. It's a very good start for the Sauber driver, and he still has a look on the inside, and now going into turn 4, he's trying to attack Gerbal as quickly as possible. There's a Williams going off track limits, and Falcon now goes around the outside of turn 6 to try and be alongside Gerbal. Now will he attempt anything on the inside of turn 7? Yes, he will. He gets the lead into the first corner of the S section, and Gerbal is now gonna... There's a rapid Cam. There is wind damage. There is piece of debris flying. Cam is all the way down into P19. Falcon is still trying to defend the lead into the stadium section. Now they go. Noah in P3, and there's a stands already on the S section. TS now gets P4. The two cars are going side by side. It's Aiden Jones and Flanken around turn 16 and 17, still trying to get the position out of one another. But Falcon is still in the lead, and now is gonna be a slipstream train on the main straight. We're gonna see cars going 3 wide like Flanken, Reese and Aiden Jones trying to battle on the main straight for the rundown into the one. Who's gonna be ahead for this fight of P7 is gonna be Flanken ahead of both of them, and ahead Japo is trying to defend this P4, and he risks to go out of DRS range from the top 3 just ahead of him. He needs to defend from this hungry grid just behind, but he needs to not lose time as well from the leaders up in front. Riz now in P8 attacking around the outside. Flanken into turn 6 they go, and into turn 7 Riz now maintains that P7, so now he can attack Marvin just ahead. Japo, it looks like he's still maintaining DRS, but it's gonna be a long way to go before he can catch up to Noah still in P3, Jeba in P2, but Falcon is not gonna give that P1 away very easily, so it's gonna be an intense fight. It's Riz spinning! Riz is into the wall! Riz is round after turn 15. I don't know what happened there, but the Ferrari is all the way down into last place at the stadium section, and it's a nightmare for Ferrari.
Yeah, it's already a nightmare for Ferrari. Beginning at lap 3. It's not really good beginning for Ferrari, but Gerber is still in fighting where Falcon goes into turn 3 now. Goes straight with double DRS again. It's a whole DRS train. Gerber goes for the inside and takes P1 with DRS. That goes side to side into turn 4 and now 5. Still side to side. Goes on to turn 6. Falcon and Gerber still side to side into turn 6. And still side to side into turn 7. But now it's over. Now going to turn 7. Now Noah goes. Now going for the send in into turn 7 and gets P2.
It's a beautiful move by Noah on the inside of turn 7. Now he claims P2, so Gerbal definitely doesn't have an easy way out of this. Quaxel has spun. Quaxel has been spun around, and yes, wind damage as well. The left end plate is missing. And it's a disaster for the McLaren driver. McLaren and Ferrari partially in the mud. Allenby is trying to scrape up some points in P9, and Gerbal having to fight hard for that P1 to be back into his hands. Everybody is on the mediums except for Bevino Holmi, who is starting on the hards, and he's trying to attack Philip Noyes on the straight. The DRS is enabled. Philip Noyes is gonna be overtaken by lots of cars by not opening the rear wing. Allenby goes for the move as well on Aiden Jones, and David Holmi is now just behind his teammate and into the points, and fighting between the two Alpines. We've got Cam, Stowings, Chop and Max in this hectic fight in the midfield, actually in the lower field. But Jebal now is still in P3, and he's not only gonna have to attack Noah, he's also gonna have to defend from Japo just behind him.
Yeah, Japo is in a really tough situation, even though he is 6 tenths in front of TS, but still, it's still 6
And Japo goes for the move on the inside of turn 14 into the stable section. They go for the inside. It's a beautiful move from Gerbal now into P2, and he has the DRS enabled to try and finally claim the lead back from Falcon, who has done a wonderful job so far. But into lap 5, this might be the moment where the positions get swapped. But Gerbal isn't gaining that much on the straight. He has the DRS, but he stays behind, still in P2.
Yeah, I think he's more downforce setup, but now he goes for the inside and sends it into turn 4. Does he get it? No, he does. He does get it. He does get it. He does not get it. He does not get it. I thought he got it for a moment for going for the inside, outside, inside, but he doesn't get it. He did a decent time penalty. That's the first hour penalty of the day. Gerbo has tried to get into the inside out the inside, but didn't work out for him. Now, does he get it? No, he doesn't. Even though the DRS before turn 12, he doesn't get it. Now goes for the. He wants to go for the move at turn 14. It's been flying, by the way. That's something flying. I think it's from TS. I thought I saw an end plate flying at the end of turn 14. Now, Wiz get a penalty. But Gerbo, does get Gerbo Falcon before turn 1? He is every time the game. He's trying everything. Now Noah gets it, and Noah gets 9 to 1. And he tried to get the overtake of Gerbo with the DRS, but it does not happen. Now Gerbo does it go for again for the inside, and now it takes. He claims now for real the P1 back at turn before turn 6.
This is such a close fight for the lead, for the podium, for the positions below the podium. It is such a close fight all the way from P1 to P6. Marvin, TS, Japo, Noah, Felkan and Jebal in this DRS train. Aiden Jones misses out on that one, who is 4.6 seconds off of Marvin ahead. But this fight is so exciting. Everyone is sending it on the first occasion they get. But look at the gaps. Felkan is now 8 tenths below Jebal. I think there might have been a mistake. There's yellow flags and automatic going slowly. It's Philip.
Chop.
It's actually Chop. Chop going slowly.
I think.
In sector 2 and down in P18. Noah, he's alongside Felkan. They both have DRS. They're trying to gain on Jebel ahead, but they're gaining on each other. Felkan covers the inside, maintains that P2. Japo is still as closer, but TS and Marvin are actually losing out a little bit.
Yeah, Jibbo is doing his best as he can. Noah goes into second. Now we have a battle for ages and ages going to continue on. The OG battle with Jibbo and Noah. The most entertaining battle you can have on Sunday League F1, including Falcon 2. Now Jibbo behind Falcon 2 tenths. What can Jibbo do with the 2 tenths? Behind Falcon, it's a whole DRS train of including TS. He is behind Japo, but Japo is almost 6 tenths in front of him.
One Falcon with a massive oversteer in turn 15, and Japo goes through. He sees the oversteer coming from the south, and he uses that chance to get into the podium. But now Japo has DRS. But he's out of the DRS range, and he's already getting attacked by Falcon immediately, who is trying to claim P3 back again. Chop is accumulating time penalties in the meanwhile. Allenby goes past Aiden Jones, flank, and Joel Brown fighting for the points. There's a winglet flying. It's Baylor Homie with wing damage after making a collision with Joel Brown. And Chop is into the pin lane. He's retiring. He does not want to go any further into this race. But now look at how much Japo is closer to Falcon just ahead. There's a bigger gap from Falcon and Noah, but Japo is all over the gearbox of that Sauber. So I do think we are gonna see a move for the podium anytime soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 3 people. Actually, it's 2 actually, not actually 3. Sorry, 3 people fighting for podium. Jimbo, Noah, and Falcon. Now this battle is gonna be a very great battle. Jimbo, 5 seconds now. Sorry, not 4:10. Sorry, 4:10. Noah makes the move to the DRS and goes first actually. So now we have Noah into the first place
Oh, and
Now,
Jappo and Falcon going side by side in turn 2 and 3, and Jappo with a Muson inside, he maintains the position throughout the entire section, and now he's into the podium, but this fighting has cost him so much time. 2.1 seconds from Jappo and Gerbal. This is definitely a choice that he's gonna regret, because now they are out of the RS range and with very slim chances of recovery, and Felipe has crashed! And a safety car comes out just as Jappo has lost the RS. Now he has a chance to recover, but Philip Noyes with a DNF after turn 3, into the wall he goes. Max has no front wing and the safety car is out on track. And I do think everyone is going to pit for the hards to try and go to the end. And it's beautiful timing for Noah, because now he's gonna be the one leading the restart. So he has made the position just in time before the safety car came out.
Yeah,
so now we are gonna see them into the pits for the hard compound. Here they go, right, one after another.
Everyone goes in the pits, I think, at least. Marvin goes in the pits, Aiden Jones goes in the pits, and then back on the pits, Evan goes in the pits.
And it's a double stack for...
That's the penalty!
Oh, that's a massive penalty for the Haas. And Sauber is losing a lot of time with a double stack between TS and Falcon. They actually lost position to Marvin, who splits the two Saubers apart. So it's a free position game for the Mercedes. But now it's a beautiful chance for Jappo to recover into the RS and for Aiden Jones as well, because they were the ones who lost out the most in this battling, but now they have a chance to retry all over again. Riz has gone on the mediums.
Yeah, so does Max and Baby the Hermie. Which is quite interesting.
But Riz is doing medium, he still needs to do the mandatory compound change.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. This is a perfect chance to go to the end with a one-stopper with the hards. He's trying to gamble for a two-stopper.
Yeah, this is quite rare to see, but yeah. I don't know. I've seen weirdest interviews than medium on the Mexico.
And Riz gets a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. No idea what happened. I don't know if it was an overtake or the Delta or something, but he gets a penalty under safety car. At this point, he should just pit, save the penalty, go to the hards and go to the end.
Yeah.
And he's doing just that. An absolutely unnecessary penalty. Drops the Ferrari even further than he was. His race was already compromised with that spin, and now he's compromised it even more. So he's gonna have to pull off one heck of a comeback.
Yeah. But luckily, safety car still wins, so he does still have time. So, yeah.
So we're just waiting for Reese, Quaxel and Joe Brown on the main straight to try and catch up to the field. But we are still seeing some drivers on the medium, so we have Baby Don't Hurt Me, Max, Quaxel and Joe Brown.
Yeah.
But let me see the race director. So Baby Don't Hurt Me, Max, Quaxel and Joe Brown. So Baby Don't Hurt Me did the mandatory compound change. Max did not. He's doing a medium. Quaxel has done 2 stops. Joe Brown has done 2 stops. So Baby No Hurt Me is the one, and safety car in this lap. We have a very late call for the safety car to go into this lap, so Noah is gonna have to suddenly restart this race, and he has done that just before the finish line. This has not given him the chance to try and catch Gerbal out of guard, because now he's using all of the slipstream available. He already goes on the inside. The rundown is so big and the overspeed is so massive that he gets the lead back already into turn 1. Allenby now fighting for TS. Allenby on the outside, now the inside. In turn 3 they go. Marvin gets a penalty, a 3-second penalty for track limits. That puts him out of the fight for a potential podium. He was in this beautiful DRS train, but now he has lost the chance to try and secure his position. Noah and Gerbal are still in the lead, and Japo is 3/10 behind Noah. Gerbal is trying to build the gap as quickly as possible from Noah, and he's doing just that brilliantly. But now the closest gap is between Flanken and Cam in this fight for P10. Everyone going into the S section. Joe Brown overtaking Quaxel for P16, Cam overtaking Peter for P9, still trying to battle through the stadium section, and in the inside goes Flanken, but now he goes on the outside. Lots of wheel banging, lots of battling between Peter and Flanken around the final corners, but Peter stays ahead on the inside. DRS is now being enabled. It's gonna be still only natural slipstream on the straight in this lap, but after turn 8 the DRS detection point will be available, and the drivers will be able to open the rear wings once again.
Yeah, Jumbo has a very great start. A very great safety.
Yeah, it's 8/10, now 9/10. Noah risks to lose out on DRS already.
Yeah, maybe because of the tires are too cold, maybe, but
it's the same tire, same compound, same wear. You should not have such a big difference in temperature.
maybe because more swing on the tires to make more heat up than maybe, but Jumbo's looking great. A little bit of a drift at the end of turn 30. But now he's in the 1 second, so it means Noah has no DOS.
And Aiden Jones with a spin. Aiden Jones has got wind damage, and it's another safety car. It's another safety car. Aiden Jones putting debris on the track after spinning and going into the wall at turn 17. But I do have to say, Aiden Jones stayed too still on the track for quite some time. I don't want to accuse him of anything, but it looked like the car was just stopped on track for quite too long. And this has brought the full course safety car again. Now this is an interesting choice for the hard runners. Do they stay on the hards, or do they go mediums?
I would say the hards.
Well, it depends on how much it lasts.
Yeah. I mean, you have now a second safety car. Now you, if you're on the hards, now you have 100% confidence you will go to the end with the hards. But it might also be a thing because medium ones are behind you, and you don't want to do that. So you don't want to have that medium one behind you. So it's gonna be difficult for the hard ones.
It's all up to the driver's knowledge to see if they know if the mediums are gonna hold for 20 laps. Apparently they know that they won't, so they are indeed staying out on the hards.
Yeah, I think that is the best option you can get.
And what? Baby Hormy went into the pits and teleported into the track.
Oh.
Now he's back into the pits. What? I don't know if that's lag, but I have no idea. This is getting extremely glitched. For some reason, the spectator view just glitches out massively whenever someone is into the pits.
Well, it's
Baby help me on the softs.
On the softs. Yeah, that's on the softs is crazy.
And Hayden Johnson on fresh mediums.
Why is Noah going on the hearts, man? Okay, interesting call to go on the softs. Okay. Interesting.
Reese is definitely happy about this safety car because he has now came back to P11, so that's already a lot of position gained, considering his spin previously. We are still waiting on Aiden Johnson, who is the last of the pack at the moment. Stowings didn't pit! He had the old mediums and he stayed out, now he's pitting.
Wow.
Now he's going on the hards.
I didn't even saw that. That's crazy.
Aiden Johnson, maybe the two Red Bull drivers are trying to pull off I don't know what sort of strategy.
Yeah. They are putting the strategy. Someone's gonna do that bounty for cutting corners. Yeah, or them too much over the line. You know what's crazy? I was driving last time on Grand Prix on F124. And I put on strict. After 5 warnings of cutting the line, the white lines, I get up due to that penalty.
5 warnings?
5, yeah. Well, no, wait, actually 4. 4 warnings. Then I get a penalty. But
safety car has been called in this lap. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but we have to focus on the racing. And so, resuming on lap 16, now it's gonna be Gerbal to lead the restart on Noah. The rows have inverted, and let's see how does Noah react to Gerbal's restart. I do think Gerbal definitely got a much better restart this time, and he has already built some distance between the two of them, but we are already seeing some cars going 3 wide into the first corner. Falcon on the inside overtaking both Noah and Japo, so Falcon already into P2, Japo and Noah fighting. Noah goes down into P4 as Japo overtakes him with a beautiful move. So now Noah is down in P4 and Marvin, he's in P5, but he has the track limits penalties, so the best he can do is just try to hold on and see where the others finish to see if the penalty gives you such a disadvantage. Now we have Falcon and Japo going side by side into turn 7. They go, Falcon on the inside, Japo is still trying to resist, and Falcon is misspun round. Contact between Falcon and Japo. Falcon is going backwards along the S section, he's reversing on the track, and he's down all the way into P17. It's an absolute nightmare for Falcon. That contact has ruined everything. Now he's in dead last. Japo is in P2, but maybe it might not be 2 because of a Stewart's penalties coming after the race. And it's 1.8 seconds between him and Gerbal. DRS is enabled. It will not be enabled for Japo. Quaxo with a spin as well and into the wall at turn 17. He has no front wheel. Another safety car!
Safety car! Another safety car. And we're going back to back at safety cars in 1 lap. After 1 lap.
This is now the second. This is now the second time that someone crashes. No. Let me finish. It's
what the fuck?
Yeah, you see how glitched it is when
What?
someone pits.
What? In Mexico, okay, seems like we have some weird pit entries, pit thing with Mexico. Great. But this actually, yeah, second time has someone crashed, and third, this our third safety car.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, if you crash on the last corner and you struggle to get the car back on track, the safety car immediately comes out. And this is the second time it's happened under safety car.
Yeah, you spawn on safety car, but no damage, you only get too much.
So now this comes down again to the driver's knowledge because there is now a smaller distance left to go into this race. So it's a crucial decision to go for the mediums or for the hards, but it looks like the majority is still staying out on the hards. I think someone is pitting, that's Flanken. Flanken is the only hard runner who has decided to go into the mediums, but he's dropping down the order massively. Oh, he has wind damage, that's why.
Yeah. Dribble still in P1 in 1 second still. Now, even more the hard runners are gonna be even more confident going to the end with tires. So I wonder how many safety cars we're gonna get in this race in Mexico.
And it's already 3.
Yeah. This might break our records. Our record with safety cars is like four safety cars.
Yeah, I think it was the Mystery Grand Prix Monza back in season 4.
Yeah, it was 4 safety cars. Just imagine we're gonna break the records.
But actually, another race with many safety cars, I think it was Belgium this season. The first race that Gerbal didn't win this season. Like there was
like 2 safety cars.
I actually remember 3 for some reason, I don't know.
Maybe
I'm not so sure.
But I think the most we had was like 4 safety cars.
Yeah, but if you put that on Monza, you go for a safe bet.
Yeah.
Because it's just much more likely.
Yeah. Just imagine we're getting 5 safety cars today. That would be actually very amazing because we've broken our records with how much safety cars.
It's amazing because I mean the track is for its nature is actually wide open. There's a lot of distance from the walls, but the only section that is so close to the walls is the last corner, and 2 out of these 3 safety cars have come out because of that corner. The only wall section where you can crash, and 2 drivers have done that.
Now, safety car is still in.
And Quaxer tied in the pits.
Nope. That's race over for him. 16 drivers still left into the race. Now I wonder who's going to win this race. We have 17 laps to go on this beautiful track of Mexico. With our 3rd safety car already after 1 lap. Actually 2. But after 2 laps we have the safety car already. Oh, safety car is in this lap.
Yes, Pemino Hermi has caught up to the grid, so now it's gonna be 16 laps of racing, and it's gonna be Gerbal again for the second time this race to lead the restart. But now it's gonna be jump behind. The 10-second penalty for Max for a collision with Stowings. Aiden Jones for a collision with Max. So many cars stopping at the stadium section. I have no idea what happened there. But now we are restarting the race up at the front. And Noah has a terrible restart, reacting very badly. 8 tenths off of Giappo. So now Giappo is pretty much alone in this fight for the lead with Gerbal. Stowing the side into the pits. But Gerbal takes the lead before turn 1. And Noah has to make up quite some distance after that questionable restart that he had. Allenby is recovering massively in this race. He's now up into P5, so his race up into P9. He's gonna have to overtake the Haas of Peter soon. But Reese has the track limits, so his result might be compromised later on. But Giappo has indeed taken the lead, and he's gonna have to defend from Gerbal just behind.
Yeah. Don't wings.
And it's a spin for Max, and wing damage as well.
What? Since when did Songwing left? Okay,
he just
make it
retired.
15. You retired on the track. Okay, great. And next get a 3-second time penalty. I think wondering what the penalty are like now. So, Marvin 3 seconds. Peter has 6 seconds with a 3-second time penalty. Aiden has 10 seconds. Plankton has 6 seconds. David Hermie 3 seconds. And then AG Max with 16 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, it's what we said earlier about track limits penalties. We wouldn't be surprised if there were any, but we would be surprised if there was like these big penalties. But I'm more concerned about the ones under safety car for that collision.
Yeah.
Between 3 drivers.
Now, Gerbo goes on to 11. Sorry, to 10. And now goes into 11. Well, Gerbo were in front of Jeppo before turn 1. It was very close into 13, now 14, now going 15, now going into 16, now 17. Now, who does go in front? Is it Noah or is it Gerbo? Both have DOS. Now, Noah also very close behind. But does he make a move? No, he's too far away.
Noah got a penalty! Noah got a track limits penalty on the straight. He went too much on the left hand side to position himself for turn 1, but he went beyond the white line in doing that. Now Jebal goes for a move on the outside, and now the inside is trying to look for a switchback maybe at turn 5 and 6. Let's see if he can close up to Giappo. 30 laps remaining into this race, and Gerbal isn't exactly safe for this win because he has a very difficult challenge and a very tough contender just ahead of him, which is Giappo in the Williams, to try and get this P1 here in Mexico against the Polish in the Ferrari.
The Polish best Ferrari driver you ever seen in your life. Better than Charles Leclerc.
Except Leclerc is not Polish.
Except no. Not.
Gerbal is Kubica if he didn't have the rally crash.
Yeah. Gerbal goes for the move for the outside and takes P1. Now Noah goes for the inside, goes P2. So a double downgrade for Giappo from P1 all the way to P3, this guy said. But they almost got 3 wide Marvin, Alibi, NTS into soon 4. They almost got 3 wide, that's crazy. But we focus now on the front, jump up back again in the P1. Does he still get P1? Because even though Noah has a 3-second time penalty, Noah is fast. And so will Gerbo. One mistake from Gerbo, and his P1 is gone. So it's an
Now Jumbo got a penalty as well.
well,
And that's the fight for the race win, potentially over. With three drivers, three of the main contenders for P1 now have a track limits penalties, so now it's not gonna matter if they finish ahead of Gerbal. If he does not get any penalty, the race win is in his hands. And so is the title. Oh, but Gerbal with a massive slide, just as I say that, he has a massive slide out of turn 3 and gets overtaken by both Noah and Japo.
So Gilbon has only just one warning. He has only just one warning, and that's it.
Yeah, that's crazy consistency by the Haas driver to try and keep in school in these difficult conditions.
So Gilbon has only just one warning, and that's it. Nothing more. That's crazy. Now, Noah is in front. Gilbon doesn't need to have play big, but he needs to get in. He needs to stay in a train, otherwise it's way too over for him. But it's now all hands for Gilbon to have another win. After 2 races, he didn't have a win, but now back again he has a win. His lap 26 out of 36 is 10 laps to go. Actually, it's 11 laps to go. And Jumbo goes for the inside and goes for the inside, still got the apex, and he is in front of Jumbo, back again in P1. And Jumbo goes for the move, and the DRS, both the DRS, actually up to, oh, 3 of them out of DRS. That is quite crazy. And no one make a move, and someone spin behind us, Max, and that is Max into the, he was not in the ball. His car is safe, and no more safety cars. At least right now.
The medium runners are not doing exactly great, as we've got Baby Normir and Aiden Jones, the two Red Bull teammates fighting for P13 at the moment, and Flanken is losing a lot of places as well. He's getting now attacked by both Peter and Reese. Reese goes for a double overtake, sticks it in between both Peter and Flanken, but Peter is actually still trying to defend, and Reese now outbreaks Flanken in the steady second, but he gets another penalty in the process.
That is not good.
And now into the pit he goes. I think he's just retiring. Yeah, just spinning in the pit lane.
Oh, he got actually out of the pit lane. There's more even greater. Sorry, did he?
Not even the pits want him.
No, he's forced to do another lap. Oh, well, it's Job is Job.
Peter got wing damage actually.
Oh wow. Voice gets a 10-second time penalty. I think he's retired anyways. Or maybe even disqualified, but you don't want that. You don't want to get disqualified. Otherwise, shit. But,
Yeah, just creating another track at this point.
Yeah.
49 seconds of penalties, look at that. If he goes off again, I think he gets disqualified. No, now it's 59, now it's a minute! 1 minute of track limits penalties! 1 minute and 10 seconds! 1 minute and 13 seconds!
Wait, you guys got 1 minute?
I have never seen someone getting 1 minute of penalties and not getting disqualified. Now he gets disqualified.
1 minute! That is a new record for Sunday League F1 penalties. No one is gonna beat that. 1 minute is our Sunday League F1 with time penalties. So
you got 3, 13, 16, 19. No, this is way too strange. I don't know, but doesn't matter.
So he got, I can check though.
No, the restorator doesn't show the full penalty for some reason. But I mean, look at the positive side. If Gerbal wins this race, Riza has made sure that this is a Ferrari sandwich.
So he got a warning, 3 seconds. Warning, 10 second, 10 second, 10 second, 10 second again. Then he got 10 seconds again. Warning, 3 seconds, warning, 10 seconds. 3 second, 10 second disqualifying.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I hope that no one's gonna beat that. At least I hope not. I actually hope that it's only gonna be like 1 minute, maybe even 2 minutes. That would be actually sick if you see a 2-minute penalty. That would be sick. But Gerbal is back on P2. It's lap 29 out 36. But Gerbal sends it into turn 6. But does he get it? He does get it. He does get it with a little bit of an wheel touch. But he still does get it into P1 back again. This is actually very cool.
Absolutely not giving anyone any single chance to try and overtake him. Even with the penalty, he just wants to keep that position on track.
Yep. Now Gerbal still in front. Now we go. In the lap 30s, it's 7 laps to go. It's almost end of the race. And things are now getting spicy because Jeff is in front. Goes side to side into turn 2 and he's still in front of Gerbal. You see, if Gerbal is like P3, he still gets P1. But it's now more often Gerbal versus Noah who's fighting for.
But look at the midfield, they are going 3 wide, inside the 3, Arenberg and Kem almost have even a massive crash on the straight just before turn 4, but Arenberg, Kem, Marvin, Gerbrand in this hectic fight in the midfield for P5 at most, and Arenberg and Kem just had a massive moment with, luckily didn't end up in a massive crash that could have changed absolutely everything if another safety car came out. But they are still on track, still on the hards going on, and Gerbrand is still bringing home this P5 after qualifying on the inters. He's making lots of progress since Falcon with wing damage.
There's no safety car.
Well, if he doesn't crash in the last corner, it's not a safety car, I guess.
It's Max again spinning. It's Max is spin again. So Falcon is down bad. He's instead of going P4 P3, he is 10%. He's down. He's going into pits. Noah back in the front at P1. This is actually the first time in season 5 after 8 rounds we have Falcon retiring for the first ever time.
Wow.
In season 5.
And the only time he has done that to break this record was into the pits.
Yeah.
Like instead of, I don't know, crashing in spectacular fashion, he just retired into the pits.
Yeah, he could crash into a wall, but it's gonna be messed up then. Noah in front, Gerbal P2, Japo P3. Who gonna get the P2? Is it Noah or is it Japo? Because those two are battling for the higher position in the podium. Joe Brown, by the way, he got from P18 to P4. I didn't keep an eye of him, but he got from P8 to P18 to P4. He is basically just Max Verstappen, but then Mexico edition. He is not P1, but he is P4.
And they are fighting so much for this P4. Hopefully, like hoping that someone in the front in the podium gets either a massive penalty or just spins and they can overtake him on track. It's a beautiful fight for P4, that's for sure, but it's still a sour, sweet. No, it's a bittersweet taste in the mouth to not be on the podium. Allenby with a safety car! Allenby crashing at the S section with no front wing, and the safety car is out. Joel Brown has made his dream. Now he has his dreams come true. With a chance of fighting for the podium, everyone is gonna pit at the last possible moment to go on the softs. Allenby with a crash in the S section, he has changed everything.
Yeah, we have now the exact amount of safety cars.
And Cam gets a penalty with a collision with CS going into the pits, and he's not gonna be able to serve it. That's another chance for Cam to be on the podium. Now down the turn, Baby Rami as well gets the same type of penalty. So it's a shame. Everyone who has a penalty, it's a big shame for them, because with the safety car now, they're not gonna have any chance of getting places.
Yeah, especially for Noah and Japo. Ouch. Yeah. So this is actually good for Joe Brown, but is it enough? Is it enough for P3 for Joe Brown?
Max now retired into the pits, so we are down to 7 retirements. It's actually 6 DNFs and 1 disqualification.
Yeah. This feels like a Monaco DNFs, but then without DSQ.
I am still waiting for the moment we are doing Monaco in this league.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, if we're getting so many safety cars here in Mexico, with so many crashes, spins and whatnot, just imagine the absolute banter that is gonna come out of Monaco.
Yeah, let's imagine you get like 6 safety cars in just like 2 laps.
But no, the limit is 5.
Plus 1 first safety car. That also counts. But safety car still not in. 3 laps to go. Ooh. And everyone is not caught up with the safety car yet. This time, we've seen Eddie George instead of P2 last race. He is now in P11. That's a good. Berumi gets another penalty. So the last time Joe Brown was on the podium was Silverstone. That was the last time he was on podium. But if he can today again back on the podium after Silverstone, it will be a very good point for him in the driver championship. Almost half the grid is out of DNS. Mostly of them are crashes.
No, most of them it's actually the time in repeats.
Oh, that's also true. Yeah. And one with the DSQ with 1 minute penalty.
I actually think the only crash DNF was from Philip.
Yeah, that was the only one year.
Safety car is in this lap. It went out at the last possible moment. It's only gonna be a 2-lap sprint to see who is gonna win, who is gonna be on the podium, who is gonna score points. Here in Mexico, everything can still happen and will happen. It is now Noah leading the restart for the second time in this race. and let's see if he has learned how to do that properly now. And he started very early, looks like, and yes, Gerbal has reacted not as good as he did in the other restarts, so now it's a wonderful launch of the start for Noah, as 6/10 is already separating the Ferrari and the V-Carb. Noah obviously in the lead, he's gonna hope that anything can happen to try and have a gap bigger than 3 seconds to keep the position going. But Joe Brown is already out of DRS range. DRS is still not enabled. It will be enabled on the last lap, but not on the main straight. So DRS zones won't be as active. It's only going to be 1 DRS for the last lap. Joe Brown is not going to use that, but he's still going to hope to try and hold on to that penalty. We are going to watch the gap to the leader to see if now is in P2. Joe Brown now is indeed in P2. Who is missing out instead is TS, being 3 seconds off the lead. So it's a fight for the podium for Joe Brown and CS to try and be into the top 3, and this first lap has already finished, because now we are on the last lap of this Mexican Grand Prix and no overtakes have been made anywhere in the field. DRS is enabled, but it's not gonna be enabled on this straight, but Gerbal uses the natural DRS using the slipstream on the main straight and goes around the outside of turn 1. They are still going wheel to wheel for turn 2, but Gerbal takes the lead, very beautifully done, and goes into P1 back again with a beautiful move around the outside, and Noah and Japo still trying to hold in. Noah going on the inside, but no contact made. He goes for a switchback slightly. He gets slightly a better exit, not exactly a switchback has been made, but now Gerbal, he's gonna go home to win yet another race here in season 5. He has won 4, 5, 6 races so far this season. This is gonna be his 7th win of the season. It could only be him to pull off this achievement, and in absolutely dominant fashion. It couldn't have gone any better for Gerbal. It's another win for the Polishman in Ferrari. Now he officially claims his 5th title in a row here in Sunday League F1. He is celebrating into the car as he should, because he has made history once again. Even more, 5 titles in a row for the Ferrari driver, for the Polish driver, absolutely dominating from start to finish. Joel Brown goes into P2 with a beautiful comeback. He was starting almost in dead last, qualifying on the inters. It's a beautiful result for him and for us. NCS as well will be very happy with that P3. It's 2 Polish on the same podium after the same race, but who stands on top? Who stands on top? It is one with a red suit. He has red in his flag and he's gonna wave it all around the paddock, because 5 titles in a row in absolutely dominant fashion once again. It couldn't have gone any better. And now the second season of F1 24, we thought that the competition would get harder at the start of the season, but it actually was the complete opposite. It is Gerbal, champion, once again. Joe Brown in P2, CS in P3, Noah P4, Japo P5, Adam by P6, Edinjus in P7, Marvin in P8, Cam in P9, Flanken gets the last point of this crazy Mexican Grand Prix, and wow, what a championship that has been won in dominant fashion with 3 races to go. The title in the drivers has been already decided. It's a much different story for the constructors. Still an open fight, well, not exactly open. There's still a lot of points between Ferrari and Sauber in the constructors. But absolutely history has been written today.
Yeah, it is. What a race. What a beautiful win, and what a beautiful day for Jeroboam.
So once again, we are gonna move into the voice chat of Discord to host the post-race interviews for the podium sitters.
Yeah.
We are now gonna start with the interviews. We will be starting from P3. TS, Tomek, it's another podium for you and Sauber. It's a beautiful result. I am sure you have showed to be much stronger than your teammate this time around. So it's another 15 points for you. I obviously assume you're very happy about that one. So what I want to know from you, what exactly do you think was the deciding factor for this podium? How did you pull that off?
I think penalties and the last safety car, because I wrote to Falcon before the race that the penalties will be crucial. I want this magic in next race too. So, like, as I said, just not getting the track limits get me this podium, and that's all. I'm very happy with it because I have 50-30 wings, so I was just a slow shit on the straight. And
you had 30-40 wings?
Yeah. 50-30.
52!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite close to what I was running as well. Yeah. I'm quiet. I'm speechless.
Oh yeah, I have to say 50-30. I mean that's one interesting choice. I have to say it's very oversteery. Do you still can handle that much oversteer? Did you find yourself comfortable with that gap?
Yeah, like in the right, like I was very confident in quali. As you can see, I do the Q2 in all set of softs, only one set all of softs in Q1 and Q2. I messed up my lap in the last lap in Q3, and I wish that I was in the front row, and when I got the clean air, I can do something in like small the gap from sector 1 in sector 2, because in qualifying I always, if I can remember correctly, have the record in sector 2, but it was not the best, like how I can say it, the best idea for going 50-30, never more, but in the end P3 great result, and just getting stronger in P3 in standings.
Yeah, once again, massive congrats on the result, and I kind of hope you pull off this this questionable I mean, setups in the next races. If you can still get podiums with those setups, then that maybe says something on your driver skill. So in a very positive way. So congrats again, and I will leave the questions to Jaden for Tomek.
Yeah, one question. Why the heck did you run 50-30? What was the thing about it?
Overall, I hate Mexico. It is one of my worst track, and in F124, in F123, I just can't drive it correctly between the white lines. And with high wings, it changed, and like I only get 1 or 2 warnings in the race. So, like when I practice to the race, I'm feeling more comfortable on 50-30, and I just decided, let's gamble it. Maybe it will work. I will be the only one on it. So that's all.
Very nice answer. Very nice answer. I love it. Love it.
All right, thank you for your insights, Tomek. Once again, congratulations. We will now switch to the driver in P2. He was not the mathematical champion, but I do think he was the driver worthy of a champion. It was, what was it, P17 you started, P18, what was it?
P18, yeah.
P18, and you went all the way up into P2. Well, obviously there was many safety cars, but again, it's a lot of talent on making the right choices in strategy, and also to not get any penalties. We saw drivers getting penalties left and right while Jaden watched your race there, so you only had 1 warning. So crazy consistency for you to get in P2. So I just want to ask you if you think this is the best driver of your career so far.
No. I think I've got 2 amazing drives of my career. Obviously, last weekend, Monza, me pushing Falcon into the pit wall, that was an outstanding drive from me. But no, this on a serious one. I think this is probably tied with Spain, where I did a similar thing. But yeah, so they're both good drives. I don't really have much more to say than that, but they definitely have an element of luck to them rather than talent, to be opposite Lando Norris.
Yeah, but you still qualified on purpose with those inserts, so I assume you were already confident on your own with the pace to try and recover to get this result. So I'm going to ask you if P2 was your actual target, or do you think you could recover positions but outside the podium? What did you think?
I just want to clarify, the Inters was not a show of confidence. The Inters was just sheer stupidity. Other than that, I didn't really think I would make up the positions that I did. I got lucky with the safety car and then the penalties of Noah and Yapo as well. But it was, I wasn't thinking I'd be on the podium towards the end of it. I was sort of just driving and letting what happened ahead, and then see where I can capitalize on it.
Well, you still kept focus a lot, and that has brought you up P2. So massive congratulations on that. And so now we switch to Jaden for any questions for Joel Brown in P2.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. The first one is, how the heck did you have a Max Verstappen Brazil 2024 power in you from P18 all the way to P2? What happened? And even, let me say, how did you even to do that from P18 to P2? Or what was your strategy, etc.? Well, I was in a similar situation to Tomek, where I think I was running 44-30 wings. So I was always just gonna let the drivers in front of me battle it out and make mistakes on their own, and then hopefully just be there to take the positions at the end, which is what ended up happening with the safety cars. Other than that, there was no strategy involved. Just let them race, take each other out, and then just go through.
I'm still wondering why people are going high wings on Mexico.
Because the track grip is very low. You'd rather sacrifice the straight line speed to have some form of a stable car rather than be a rocket ship in the straights, but when it comes time to brake and turn in, you're nowhere.
So that is
Great
Joe Brown.
advice from Joe Brown. Great advice. Great.
So that is Joe Brown in P2 once again, but now we will switch to someone who it might be maybe not a surprise, but it's actually in the most dominant way possible. It's not only a race win, it's a 5th title in a row. And well, maybe you're not exactly surprised about that. It's 7 wins out of 9 this season. So I don't know even what to ask you. Like, how are you feeling overall?
Honestly, really good. Got a bit low on the confidence because of the 2-week hiatus I took from winning. Belgium was obviously... I was fast in Belgium, but just got taken out by Allenby and the shitty strategy decision. And Monza, I just couldn't get past. So Monza was a really big mood killer to my season. I wasn't exactly, I'm not gonna bullshit you guys, I wasn't thinking that, championship is under threat, because Falcon was still a way bigger points gap back than he was, for example, last season. But I just really wanted to prove myself again, to win, and yeah, happened in a very nice way. Was getting a bit nervous in qualifying, was 2/10 off of what I managed literally half an hour before quali started in practice. But apart from that, like, a pretty spotless performance from me in the race, honestly. The moves I pulled off were... This is not going to be humble at all, but I think those were some of the best moves I've ever fucking pulled off in a race. The antics of some of the people, mainly Yapo and Noah, boxing me and yet not being in one team, were a bit iffy, but other than that, I'm just very happy with my performance.
So the driver's title is decided in a dominant way. What's not decided is the constructor's title, and we'll go on a team topic because it's a Ferrari sandwich with you winning and Riz not only DNFing but just being full on disqualified, so down in last place. Well, to be honest, he's not exactly in the greatest form at the moment, and as a tradition, you always do last to first once you decide the driver's title. So, do you still think it's a risk against Sauber in the constructors?
The gap right now is 60 points, and I extend that lead by a further 10 because Tomek got third and second DNF. So that's 70 points going into 3 races. I think that if I play my cards right and just finish on the podium in the last 3 races from last, which ain't exactly a guarantee, but I think that I like Portimao, I like Vegas. I haven't driven around Abu Dhabi once, so that's gonna be fun. But it's gonna get decided in Vegas and Portimao. Like, Abu Dhabi is very much, if I am down on the points in Abu Dhabi, then I'm not gonna make that difference up. And if I'm up on the points in Abu Dhabi, I think I can definitely hold on to it. So it's gonna be an interesting 2 rounds from now on. I would love to win a 3rd constructor's title, because that'd be fun as fuck. And Riz has done more than every other teammate I've ever had combined, and probably quadrupled, to be honest. So if I don't win the constructor's title, it will be shit job from me and great job from Sauber.
So it's full on focus on the constructors, but we'll just take a moment to appreciate the history you just made in the drivers. 5 titles in a row, absolutely congratulations. And we will now give the word to Jaden.
I have a couple of questions. The first question is, of course, you have them better with Japo and Noah. First, of course, the Noah penalty, and then
the depot penalty came, what was your reaction when you saw when they both have penalties?
To be completely honest, I was a bit disappointed, but because we had a very nice battle for the win up until that point, it was getting very, very spicy, very, very nice. Then Noah got the penalty, and I'm not gonna be here saying, "Oh, I wish they didn't get a penalty." No, beautiful, saved me some stress, saved me some years of my lifespan. But I was very willing to still fight for the win hard on track, to give a nice viewing experience, and hopefully some very nice commentating clips. I'm definitely gonna watch the stream back. But yeah, happy because I could de-stress. Still very hyped because I knew the final few laps would be very intense and some very, very nice racing occurred, so I'm happy with that.
Second question. The first safety car was intense. It wasn't really big, but the other safety cars have come, especially the last one. Did you think that going in between the guys with Noah and Double behind you, even though you were second without penalties, was you scared to try and make...
Sorry, repeat the question, please. Repeat the question. I got interrupted.
So, the last safety car and the first safety car and lap 8, the last safety car, with you going to the softs, and you were in the middle of P2, Noah P1, Jebel P3. Were you scared, even though they have penalties, were you scared to make a mistake and then you would say goodbye P1, even though you were P2 and no penalties?
Well, I wasn't afraid of me making a mistake because the previous 32 or so laps of racing proved to myself that I have consistency. I can take the fight to them without stressing too much, without pushing track limits and so on. I was more afraid of what they were gonna do, and some of the antics I was afraid of actually happened because Yapo deployed unnecessarily early. He tried dive bombing. I had to deploy because of that. I was more so watching my back for what Yapo was gonna do, because I was afraid he was gonna make a mistake, shag it into my side pod, and bye goes the win. But I wasn't exactly afraid of me screwing up because I knew I had only one warning, so warnings weren't an issue. And I knew they had 3 seconds, so I could have chilled, but I just decided not to. I decided to fight it out, see how it went, see how it would go. But yeah, mostly afraid of what they were going to do, the human aspect of it, the outside aspect, rather than what I was able to screw up at that time. I'm really trying not to swear. I don't want to get a fine.
You've already sworn.
I'm trying not to.
Yeah, you've already done it too.
Yeah, I didn't want to fuck up anything, so I was okay.
Yeah, that's your game. Your title is revoked.
Oh no!
Giving myself the win now. One last question. The move you made actually. Was it your plan to go when Falcon was going lap 1? Was going the inside of you? Huh?
Rephrase, mister, rephrase.
Ready to rephrase. So lap 1 is always chaotic.
Yeah.
So Falcon wasn't in the right side of you.
Yeah, he was.
So I was so bad at question for holy shit. So when the Falcon was going to move you, It was of course lap 1. But did you ever think that you will do this kind of moves at today in Mexico? Did you ever
Thinking about which move are we talking about exactly? Because Falcon made a few dives which I had to defend on lap 1. Are we talking about turn 1? Because in turn 1, we already discussed this before the race. I knew what his wings were. I knew that if he was starting within the top 5, which he did, he was gonna take the lead, which he did in turn 1. Because no amount of overtake down to turn 1 would have preserved me that position. He was always gonna take that position. So it was more so, how do I defend without making contact, which we unfortunately did, I think, make contact because my character was spasming out in the cockpit. Turn 1 was clean, pretty clean, as clean as it could have been around Mexico. Then into turn, I think it's going to be 4, like the first corner when Norris and Verstappen killed each other. I wasn't exactly expecting Falcon to go for it. He did. I gave him space. And then into the next corner where Verstappen and Norris tried to kill each other. That move, where Falcon was going for the inside, and Falcon had nothing to lose. He was in a situation where if I lost points to him, even 1, it would have kept the championship alive for 1 more weekend, and sometimes that's all you need. So I was very deathly afraid to not get damage into that corner. Falcon's a very clean racer, but still very afraid not to get damaged. Didn't get damaged, thankfully. Gave him the space. The move was beautiful. The fact he made that overtake stick and didn't go outside of the track and still made the corner, that was beautiful. So that's worthy of praise. But at that point, I just had to play cars right and let him pass because I knew he was going to struggle with tires. So yeah, at that point, thinking of the long game rather than keeping position.
Okay, final question. Do you ever think you're gonna do the moves again, like at Mexico? From going on the inside and then outside of the apex and not trying to touch any of the drivers or spinning them?
I am very happy that Yapo nearly spun in turn 4 around lap, I don't know, what was it? It was like 30 something, because I could then execute the legendary half dummy done by the man himself, Robert Kubica. My Polish heritage was conceived at that stage. And then there was one move where Noah and Yapo were trying to box me in, because Noah didn't have DRS. Yapo went alongside him after overtaking me with DRS, and Yapo stopped deploying. They wanted to create a literal barricade on track. And then I think they already had the penalties. So at that stage, the thing that prompted me to overtake them was just pure rage and irritation. And I made the double overtake stick, which is probably, I need to find that clip because it's probably one of the moves of my career. But yeah, it's gonna take a lot to repeat these moves in another league race. I hope Mexico stays on the calendar because the racing was very good around the top 5.
Okay, thank you very much.
You might be surprised that we actually did a comparison between you and Kubica in the stream, so you're gonna have to find that one. I suggest you watch the stream in its entirety. But yeah, this has been the last question. Once again, congratulations to all of you for the podium. It's been a wonderful race to commentate, and congratulations for the title. So we will see you again next week in Las Vegas for round 10 of season 5. See you again on Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you, sirs.